Some friends are temporary, not because you hurt them or they hurt you, but because friendships are like seasons sometimes. Outgrowing a friend may hurt, but it's something you must do. Every meadow must let go of its flowers in winter, so it can grow fresh ones in spring. Well, the light has well and truly gone now. I can't believe it. It is only just gone 4 p.m. It's already so dark. And that's how you know that winter is just around the corner. Hello friends, you may possibly be able to tell from my slightly scratchy voice that I'm not feeling 100% this week. I was on the fence about whether I would even manage to get anything up for you guys, but I really wanted to. I missed you, and I've had something that's just been on my heart for the past couple of weeks, and something that I really wanted to make the effort to touch on if I could, before kind of the holiday season really kicks off. So a quick catch up on what's been happening the last few days. So about a week ago, George and I were in London for a family Thanksgiving kind of meal. His family is half American, and so it was really lovely to be able to celebrate their family, and something that means a lot to them. We had some amazing food, of course, and lots of laughs, but we both caught a pretty nasty stomach bug, unfortunately, and immediately, almost after recovering, I was hit down with quite a nasty cold, which is what I'm working my way through now. So, if you haven't guessed already by the poem that I shared at the very beginning of the video, I want to talk a little bit about friendship, and especially having that sense of belonging within friendships. This was something that I struggled with a lot, especially throughout kind of school years, but even into university, and sometimes in the workplace as well. Just, I felt like I was constantly trying to fit in with a group. It wasn't that I was being purposefully excluded from any groups or that people were being particularly mean to me, but I never really felt included. I always felt a little bit on the outside. And the other day I came across a term which I don't know whether this is a new term or simply a new term to me, which is a floater friend, which is essentially the concept I've just described. It's that kind of being the friend who is part of lots of different friendship groups, but not at the heart of any of them. Kind of the first person to not be invited to something, or kind of the afterthought, is, I suppose, how I would have classified it in the past. And so when I saw this come up on my feed a couple of weeks ago, it really did bring up some quite uncomfortable feelings, because that's something that I did really struggle with, but I haven't had to struggle with for the past year and a half, 2 years I would say, which I feel incredibly thankful for. And I think all of us struggle with loneliness at some point in our lives, but I also was thinking about how difficult I found the holiday season, the festive season, when I was feeling like that. It's just a time of year that, if you're feeling lonely, can exacerbate it so profoundly. Christmas time is a season of joy and magic and fun, but it can also feel isolating and lonely, especially if you're seeing invitations not being issued, if you're in and amongst the hustle and bustle, but you're not part of the hustle and bustle at times. And I think especially when it's so easy for us to see what we might be missing out on social media all the time. It's right at our fingertips. It's so easy to access nowadays. And that can just feel really heart-wrenching. It can feel really isolating. So I was reminded of that last week, the week before, and it's really been sitting with me, and I just wanted to take a small moment to remind you that regardless of how you are feeling, if you're feeling lonely, if you're feeling left out, if you're feeling forgotten, if you're feeling overwhelmed or tired or stressed, or if you feel like you aren't being included, that is absolutely no reflection on your self-worth. You are worth the moon and the stars. You are worth infinite amounts. You are so unique and irreplaceable, and just because you haven't found the people that you feel at home with yet doesn't mean that they're not out there, doesn't mean that you're not worthy of love and of reciprocal love and appreciation. And if you're struggling in that, I understand. That was me, and at times still I find myself feeling that way. It's, if you've experienced it for a little bit or even a number of years, as in my case, it is something that stays with you. And so I just want to let you know that I completely see you if that is something that you are feeling daunted by December, and that I hope you know that this space here, although we're not in person together, I hope you know that it is a cozy, safe space for you to be yourself. I want this channel to always feel like a warm hug, like a safe space and a place where you can be accepted for exactly who you are, how you are in this moment in time, and hopefully you can get a small amount of comfort from these videos and from this incredible community. Whenever I see you guys encouraging each other in the comments, my heart just swells. I absolutely love to see it, and of course we'll always try and do the same if I see somebody commenting. Yeah, that's just been something that's been on my heart for the last couple of weeks, and I just wanted to let you know that I recognise that, and I understand that this holiday season might be quite tricky and challenging for some of us, but I have been in that position. I have come out the other side, and I understand exactly where you've been, and things will get better. Things will be okay, and you will be okay. I love you, I love this community, and I am so glad that you are here. I'm still warming up. That was such a bracingly cold afternoon walk. Absolutely beautiful, but so frosty. As I said, this is going to be a short and sweet video. I am absolutely exhausted, and I think you can probably tell from my voice. I'm not sure how much longer I'm gonna last. But very quickly, before I go, and completely unrelated, I don't think this video could have been more random, honestly, but it is what it is, and I wanted to try and be at least consistent for you guys and just share something with you. But moving a little bit along, sharing something slightly different. I was approached about a week ago by one of my favourite companies I've ever worked with, Ultra Human, who are the people who make my ring. If you've ever wondered about my ring, then I'm going to tell you a little bit about it now, because they have very kindly reached out and given me a really fantastic discount code, which is a limited time use. So if you've never heard about Ultra Human or the Ring Air, this is a ring that tracks your biomarkers. It has, I think, 3 core indexes. One of them is a movement index, one of them is a sleep index, and the other is, I think, dynamic recovery score, I want to say. And these are all ways that it tracks heart rate, HRV, sleep cycles, so light sleep, deep sleep, REM sleep, your step count, your general movement throughout the day, and it takes all of these factors into consideration in order to tell you how to optimize the day ahead. It also has a cycle tracker for your period. It has things called power plugs, so things which are a little bit more specific, so you can track your vitamin D intake, for example, via the sun exposure that you get that day. You can track phase alignment or cardio adaptability, just to name a couple of things off the top of my head. I predominantly find it really useful for tracking my sleep cycles and for my stress levels, so it gives me insights into how my body is responding to like stresses or what my heart rate is doing at that particular time, and oftentimes it will send me an alert before I even realise how anxious I am, which has been really helpful. So Ultrahuman have very kindly given me an exclusive 20% discount code for you to use. You can use the code SAR20 until the 2nd of December 2024 to get 20% off the Ring Air. So if you have been eyeing this up for a while, if it's something that you think would make a really good present for somebody in your life, obviously we are approaching the festive season, as I've touched on. If it's something that you've been interested in or thinking about for a while, I would so highly recommend taking advantage of this 20% off. This is the highest discount that they've ever done on the website, so go ahead and use the code SAR20. I'll put a link in the description box if you are interested at all. No clean segue for me to include that in this video, but it is something that they shared with me, and this is the only way that I can share this with you before it expires, and I did want to make sure that you had the opportunity to take advantage of that if you wanted to. So thank you to Ultrahuman for reaching out to me again. You've been an absolutely incredible company to work with so far, always so kind, and I genuinely love the product. It's made such a huge impact in how I understand my body. Anyway, as I said, I think I really need to go and rest my voice now. I am at a friend's wedding tomorrow, which is so exciting, but it does mean I need to get my rest in this evening. So I will see you next week, and don't forget that next week is the very first vlogmas video. If you missed last week's video, I am doing vlogmas this year, so I'll be posting twice a week in the run up to Christmas. I'm so excited to spend that extra time with you this year, and if you are feeling a little bit lonely, a little bit low, then hopefully we can keep each other company in the lead up to Christmas. I can't wait to see you there. Take care, have an amazing week, and I will see you very soon in another video. Goodbye, friends.